back for another episode of Filipino Hawaii, and welcome. My name is Ilona O'Brien, and joining me today is Claire Baggio and our special guest, EJ Resinto. I want to make sure that I pronounce it well, and he's a seminarian for the Roman Catholic Diocese of Honolulu, and he's currently in Kona doing a pastoral internship year at St. Michael the Archangel Church. So without further ado, here's EJ, and he's tell us about you and everything that you do.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
This afternoon. Well, you pretty much said it all. In Catholic seminarian, I'm studying to become a Roman Catholic priest for the state of Hawaii. I was originally born and raised on the island of Kauai, in Lihue, Puhi actually, which is an old kind of plantation town. Lihue kind of overtook it, with growth and commercialization and stuff. But Puhi is where we're from. My dad immigrated to Hawaii from the Philippines in the mid-70s as a teenager, originally from the Negros area in the Visayas, and he is one of 11 in the family, and he and his parents immigrated to work on the sugar plantations on Kauai, and Koloa actually to be yeah. And my mother is born in the island. She's Portuguese Hawaiian, and they came together, and here and I'm the eldest of two sons, and both parents are still married, still living on Kauai with my younger brother. Growing up as a child, one of the things that my parents instilled in my brother and myself is deep roots in work, but also in our faith, which has brought me to where I am today, studying for the priesthood. I must give credit to my maternal grandparents, who really instilled the faith in myself. Went through public school all my life. We attended mass every Sunday, and catechism classes and everything. I kind of started thinking about becoming a priest at a young age of 7 when I first became an altar boy. And then you grow up, you go through middle school, you notice girls, and that quickly got put on the back burner all through high school. And originally, in high school, I wanted to become a chef and go to cooking school. And so when I graduated from Kauai High School in 2005, I entered the culinary arts program at Kauai Community College. And I did that for a year and a half, as well as worked in another institution in the kitchen and cooking food. And I realized that, man, it was hard work to do it. And at this time I was also getting more and more active at our home parish, Immaculate Conception Church in Lihue. Getting involved with the youth group, and I was all my life we were involved with the youth group and choir and altar serving and Boy Scouts and everything. And after high school, then I got more active at the church, and I realized that my life wasn't being fulfilled as I thought it would have been before. When I was in college, and I wanted to get married and have kids and become a productive member of the community and contribute to the community as a worker and as a family man, as my family did, and but it wasn't working out my way, and so getting active at the church, and you had all these nanas and always, you should become a priest, you're always here. And I said no, I didn't want to. And and my own family too, I had my aunts and all these old Portuguese women, you need to become a priest, and I didn't want to. And people were suggesting it, and so I went to talk to our Bishop Larry Silva, and he said, EJ, try it out for one semester. So this is 2 years after I graduated from high school. Try it out for one semester, and if you don't like it, then come home. There's no harm. So long story short, one semester is 6 years later, and I'm now 3 years away from ordination.
Wow.
So yeah, that's who I am. That's where I come from. You know, the journey hasn't been easy. It's been tough. I'm sure as many other journeys has been there, but I know I have my family's support, my friends' support, you know, and I've, you know, that deep faith and that work that my parents, you know, taught us, that I know is got me to this point, and I'm sure will get me to the end point.
Oh, well, now you're touching families at this spiritual level. So you're bringing the, you know, foundation into play.
Yeah.
And that's what the, you know, Filipino community, but this Hawaii, Hawaii
yeah.
community is the blending of all, and, you know, you're helping to lift so many families up. So
Well, I hope to.
thank you for being of service to,
Thank you.
our community.
And, you know, one thing that's, I think, beautiful is, you know, with Hawaii is I think it's a melting pot of cultures. Is this, you know, we all kind of blend together. You know, our spiritualities, our faith. You know, well, very different, you know, Catholic, Buddhist, Protestant, whatever, you know.
But
The love becomes the current things, you know. And when growing up in school, and most of my buddies that I have from high school, you know, I was the only Catholic, you know, and I'm still the only Catholic there. And, you know, here is becoming a priest, but I guess we never had religion or anything get involved in our friendships, and I think that's what's beautiful about our island home is, you know, we are able to get along together, and you know, we might have some differences, but the aloha spirit, you know, and I don't think we can get it anywhere else in the world except here. So that's what part of my discernment process. So I'm studying for the Diocese of Honolulu, which means after I'm ordained, I will return back home. So like you have other religious orders, you know, so you have the Jesuits, the Franciscans, Sacred Hearts, that are kind of missionaries, so they'll go to different parts of the world. So my mission is to come home and be with my people, and spread the word of God, spread the gospel, celebrate the sacraments with my people who I came from. You know, so that's part of why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I want to come home and work with my people.
And how do you think your approach would be as effective, you know, in this modern, you know, technological environment that we have, being that if you talk to younger people, you know, I mean, their social media network is just like, you know, I mean, I'm sure you're also utilizing that channel, you know, to, you know, to reach out. But tell us, so how do you reach out?
Well, for young people, I've always had a thing for youth ministry and working with young people. I mean, because I felt I was so touched when I was a young child by certain, you know, adults in the church, you know, who shared that light of Christ to us. So I'm always involved in youth ministry and, you know, working with young people. And yeah, you have to kind of meet them at their level. And so yeah, I do use Facebook, I use Instagram, you know, all of those kind of things. And even if it's just a little blurb, you know, a gospel passage or something like that, just to make them know, give them hope. You know, the current Holy Father and, you know, Pope Benedict XVI before Pope Francis, you know, were very, very strong in using evangelization via the media, because that's where, you know, everyone is at. And so, yeah, it's basically just getting to know people. I think, you know, I think what will be an asset to my ministry here in the islands is that I was born and raised here. And I know what the people go through. You know, I come from a middle-class working family. You know, I mean, you know, we weren't poor or anything, but, you know, I'm sure my parents struggled putting us through school and you know, having to make that sacrifices. And so I come from that stock. And I think if I use that, I think it'll be an asset to bringing people back to the church, bringing people back to God. One of my aunts, my Auntie Gwen, whenever I'm at home, will always tell me whenever I, you know, go to see her, she'll always say, never forget where you came from, and never forget your family, you know. And so that I carry that with me, you know, and I study in the mainland, so I'll be home this year, in Kailua Kona, you know, this is kind of like a preparation period before we start getting to the formal ordinations and stuff. And so I've been away in the mainland for the last 6 years, and I mean I come home, you know, for Christmas and for summer and stuff, but you know, you don't realize you're away for so long that you kind of lose contact with the people. You know, like one of the things that I guess I got shell shocked was when I came home is the hug and kiss, you know, because in the mainland you're also, you know, this, and then I forgot about it. It's it's right. Back home in Hawaii, this is what we do.
You're kind of like thrown out there in the military that you're yeah.
Yeah.
But was that part, you know, the idea of and spirit of evangelization is that a part of your inspiration the whole through, like, you know, you think of that as just like, this is something that I wanted to do, I wanted to reach out, I wanted to be heard on what I have to say, because this is a wonderful, you know, thing that I can be instrumental. You know what I'm saying? Is this something that the evangelization, you know, that you would be standing in front of a whole, you know, congregation and say, okay, I would love to kind of be that, you know, one of the people who would, you know, give inspiration and spread the gospel or the good, you know, word and all that.
Yeah, well, I never really saw myself as really being that person to step up to the plate. Yeah. But all I know is that when I first started thinking about the priesthood, I entered the seminary, you know, my whole thing was, for me, I mean, now, you know, it's, when I first started thinking, it was my own personal relationship with the Lord. And has it grown since I first entered the seminary. And, you know, really what I wanted to do when I first entered is, you know, to serve God, to be His instrument in this world, and then just to help people, you know. And so it might not be evangelizing, you know, going door to door or preaching on the street corners, but just, you know, what we learned is, you know, just to be a witness to Him. You might, and it doesn't need words, you know, but just by your actions.
Hugs and kisses,
that aloha spirit. Yeah, and that smile, you know, and that's what I think, you know. So, yeah, I've never really saw myself as stepping up to the plate and saying, I'll do it, you know. No, I'm humbled because I am an unworthy person. I mean, I am a sinner, and you know, I'm humbled, and sometimes I think, God, did you really, really choose me for this job?
Yes,
you know,
and then did you feel that this is your calling? How did you kind of realize that?
It's in your humility. You know this power that you serve.
Yeah.
And that feeds you, and that love for this service is what we should all be walking towards, because it's our life's, you know, it's our life's work.
Yeah.
You understood that there was a deeper meaning in your heart, rather than just going through the motions of going to college and what am I supposed to do.
Right.
And you fell in love with your religion. I mean, it's the same for me, falling in love with my spirituality. And it has to do with the love. So thank you for sharing your love, and now, you know, being from your roots and, you know, the Hawaii love, you can give it to those, because really there's a big Filipino community, but we're all a mix. You know, we're all the melting pot. We're all related. So
I think that purity inside is a big factor. You know, not everybody is just like how you said it before, that,
well,
you know, I don't want to be over it.
And few are chosen, you know, and I'm still thinking, if, you know, am I one of the chosen ones?
Yes, you are.
You know,
yes,
am I one of the chosen ones? So
your love for Him, or your love for, you know, there is love in that, and it's beautiful, because I'm sure your conviction to this power that you serve has been seen in your experience. Is there something that you want to share about that? Like how you became so in love with this power, and what makes you you know, understand that you're here to love and serve others, and not only that, but share this conviction that you have so that others can be inspired. Is there?
Well, you know, it's an ongoing thing. You know, every day you grow and grow in your relationship with God, and it's a different. It's just you're growing deeper and deeper and deeper into knowing who you are for Him. So not only, you know, am I. So it's kind of confusing because, you know, I'm on this relationship to Him, but then there's also, you know, this relationship with the people there, you know. And, you know, it's an ongoing thing, and it's a daily, I guess, self-realization of, or well, it's not even a self-realization, I think it's a divine revelation that God gives to you in continuing on His work, and then sharing that with the people, you know, and yeah, I'm humbled because, you know, it's like, man, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, AJ, we were talking about things that you're getting busy nowadays. So can you tell us about your projects?
Yeah, really busy. So I've been at St. Michael's Parish now for just about a month. And one of the big projects when I first got to the parish was the Vacation Bible School with the little kids, and that was a lot of fun to do, you know. But anyway, the big event is our annual Feast Day celebration, which will take part in, well, it's a whole weekend of celebrating our faith as Catholics, but also, you know, having family fun and, of course, food. So it's going to be on the weekend of September 28th and 29th. And on Saturday the 28th at 5 o'clock, we will have the solemn celebration of the Mass in honor of St. Michael the Archangel, our parish patron. And at that Mass, it's traditional every year that we have the different cultures represented, and they'll do a procession in their cultural garb. And
now, is it a faith-based, Catholic-based culture of the culture of...
Yeah, so what we're trying to do is we're having the different cultures that's in our parish already to represent themselves. So, you know, the Filipinos definitely will be there. You know, the Portuguese, we have Koreans, Japanese, Tongan, Samoans, Hispanics, and so they'll all be there in their
And do
garb.
they do their cultural? So they do their culture's talent.
Yeah. So after the liturgy, after the Mass, we'll have what we're calling the Taste of St. Michael's, and so each culture will bring their food, and we're gonna do like a little walk around, you know, sampling each other's food.
I mean,
and you're invited to come.
Yeah. I mean,
And then on Sunday from 10 to 3 at the Honokohau Industrial Park, there's a big tent that's there. We will be having the entertainment, the dancing, the food. We're doing plate lunches this year. Steak plates and soya chicken plates. And the country store will be there, and the bake sale, and they're going to have like, I guess like vegetables for sale, you know, that kind of stuff. A silent auction and games for the kids, inflatables, and all that kind of, and you know what that really is as a parish, St. Michael's Parish, to come together and to celebrate our faith, you know, but as just to build up our community as St. Michael's Church. You know, and so it's open to the public, you know, but you know it's a fundraising event as well. You probably know that our church on Ali'i Drive is being built now, so we're kind of homeless, so to say, and we're worshiping under a tent at the Honokohau Industrial Park. So all of these efforts is going to building up our new church, hopefully, which will be up in the next maybe year or 2 years. The original church on Ali'i Drive got damaged in the earthquake in 2006.
Yeah. What's the population, the Filipino Catholic population?
Oh, it's pretty large here in the state. Statewide, it's I mean, Filipinos are probably the largest culture represented in the Catholic Church. And you know, the faith in Hawaii, I would have to say, was brought, you know, predominantly by the Portuguese and the Filipinos, you know, and without their efforts, we probably I don't know if we'd have a Catholic faith here in Hawaii. But
the Filipinos are very convicted.
they're
to
very
their
convicted and very religious.
What was your experience when you went to visit the Vatican?
Oh, well, I went to the Vatican in 2005, right after I graduated from high school. That was a real experience. I wish I would have gone there not as a silly 18-year-old, because I think if I were to go now, I think I would appreciate it a lot more. Yeah, experience in the Vatican was, it was so amazing because you realize how universal the Catholic Church is, and many cultures, many faces, and while you were at Mass, we're hearing Mass, but it's everybo's there, and that person, might speak Italian, and I'm speaking English, but you're speaking Chinese, and I think that's really what the beauty of the Catholic Church is that, no matter where you go, you can always worship, and it's going to be the same thing, and I mean, that's what Catholic means, universal, and we, to go out to all corners of the world, spreading the faith.
I just wanted to know the goals that you're working on.
So one of the projects, I guess you could say I have, is, so besides the feast day that's coming up in September, is to start, I'm going to be doing a Bible studies series on Scripture, and then also to do a series on the history of the Catholic Church. And then also I'll be doing an adult confirmation program. So for adults who haven't received the sacrament of confirmation, we're going to kind of get them together so they can, appropriately receive the sacrament.
Is there a decrease in population of the Catholic people, not just the Filipinos? And is this something that serve as a challenge to all the clergy members and all the insiders and stuff? Was it a challenge that you have to strive harder to strengthen the faith?
Yeah, and I think, we are just concluding in a couple of months the Year of Faith, which came from the Vatican. And this Year of Faith was really about, it's called the New Evangelization. And so it was a call to, for Catholics to go out and evangelize about their faith. But to even go deeper than that, but it was a call to have Catholics know about their faith, because before you can go out and proclaim the gospel, you need to know what it is, and you need to live what it is. And so, this Year of Faith really has been, you can go to any Catholic church, I'm sure, in the world, and you'll hear about this Year of Faith. And, so they did, not proper, but they did teachings on the catechism, on the documents of the Second Vatican Council, knowing the creed of our Catholic Church, and why do we say, this prayer every Sunday, and what is behind this prayer, and just to get people more on fire for their faith, and then to go out and share their faith, of course. So it was Pope Benedict XVI established this Year of Faith. We're going to be coming to a conclusion of it. Not to say it's okay, so it's done. You don't learn about your faith, but it was just a year for Catholics to relearn, learn, and fall in love again with the faith. And all of this is centered around the Eucharist and our celebration, the sacrifice of the Mass.
So was there one event that you can share with us that you felt like you've accomplished what you need to accomplish in that certain situation, that you were able to inspire this particular group or individual with what you're doing, and then you felt like, oh, this worked? Just like when you're, I'm not trying to say that you're trying to be a salesman or whatever, but is there this one momentous moment that you said, wow, I felt so good, I feel like I've done something to change this person's life?
I've done many talks, I've done retreats. I'm actually going home to Kauai next weekend to do a retreat with the youth there.
Is there some kind of feeling that when you're teaching?
There's this feeling. There's kind of this tug, okay, they're getting it, they're getting it, and I don't need the praise or anything afterwards. But my prayer is that whatever my words are that one person, at least just one person, might get something out
You
of it.
touch someone.
Yeah, so that's my prayer. Whatever I'm saying, whatever I'm doing, just let one person be.
All you need is
You
just
know,
one person.
That's all that I want.
Yeah.
Well, and I would say for you, think that they're all being touched by the one person,
I
which
hope
is
so.
you, because this power is coming through you to be of service and loving. You're being of service, and only love
Well,
always prospers.
it's all for God's glory.
What I love about your energy is that it's about this aloha spirit and this love that you have for your community and for your roots and for your family, and that's very beautiful. That's
Thank you.
When we don't have to get paid for things that we love and still prosper, that is one big thing that I like to see, and I'm glad that you are promoting it yourself as well. It's not just a Catholic thing, it's a love for your family, and that's beautiful. Thank you.
So EJ, so aside from the what do you call the social media connection that you do to reach out, is there any other creative way? I was just thinking, I don't know why I was thinking about it. I mean, I'm not gonna ask you if you rap something or to sing something or in any other creative form to do it. You've done something like that?
No, not really. But so I have this background in cooking.
Yeah.
And so I think food brings everyone to the table.
Oh,
and
tell me
food,
about it.
Yeah, and
Yes.
food unites everyone, and that's in a sense that's what the Eucharist that we celebrate every Sunday as Catholics does. It unites all of us together as one, but it also unites us to God.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we have at Sunday, at the Sunday Eucharist, at the Sunday sacrifice of the Mass, we are to go home and bring that to our families. And so that's why I'm a firm and strong believer in families eating together.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where you become one, and you are to take that unity and go forward out into the world. The Eucharist is your ultimate food, and that's what nourishes your spirit. Thank you for having me again,
Oh, thank you.
Just to let people know that keep doing what you're doing, keep working hard, keep fighting the good fight, learn your faith, because it is a beautiful experience once you get to know your faith and to love and always love, no matter what the situation or circumstance might be. Always love and give that aloha spirit.
That's beautiful. Would you like to say how people can reach you?
Yeah, you can actually reach me at St. Michael's Church, and then our Sunday Mass schedule. You can go on our website. I believe it's onecatholicOhana.org, and you can get our services and our phone numbers and our contact there. Yes, and help us build our church. And please come for our Feast Day celebration on September 29th at the Honokohau Industrial Park.
Yeah.
You won't be disappointed, I promise you.
Thank you so
That's
much.
good. Well, thanks again.
Thank you.
Nice to have you in our show.
Yes, thank you for having me. God bless you.
Blessings.
Thank you. Thank you.